Well, hey friends, what a joy it is to have this little bit of time with you this afternoon to just share with you some of the things on my heart. I think that probably all of us are living out today thinking much about what's going on across our nation. And I think a lot of us are troubled. Uh, a lot of us are discouraged. A lot of us are just wondering, Lord, how can we live and make a difference in this world that has just come unglued? And so we look to the Lord, our sovereign God, our God who is in control, our God who has not been taken by surprise with any of it, and our God who somehow, in all the ugliness, is accomplishing His plans and purposes for our nation and for us. And I don't want to miss out on what He would have us do as we live out these days, and how we can make a difference in the little worlds where He's planted us. And so I'm encouraged today to know that if we stay close to Him in His Word, if we stay close to Him in prayer, praying for Him to do things that only He can do, and if we keep encouraging each other, then I believe we will be about the things that He wanted us to do. And I believe that we will be making a difference here, shining like lights in a dark world. And I think about how we are kind of like little moons out there with no light of our own, but shining with the light of the Son of God in us, and breaking through some of that darkness around us with the light and life of His glorious gospel. And that's our hope that we'll continue to do that. Well, one of the ways that I have kept encouraged these last few weeks is through the old hymns, going back to my roots, going back to the beginnings of my faith, and remembering some of the songs that I found my roots in. And then I've had great joy in sharing them with you, and in knowing that we were enjoying them together. And so there's another one today that I came up with, and I read something about our great hymns of the faith, that a lot of them have been written out of heartwarming stories, and I found that out as I've been studying those stories. And I think how they've been born out of the daily struggle and work and victory of the saints that have gone on before us, and that they are ageless, they ring through the ages, and they give us light, and they give us truth, and they give us hope. And they encourage us to keep our eyes on heaven, on our heavenly home, and to keep our hands busy about the work that God's given us to do. And so this song, I believe, fits right in with those thoughts, because I believe if we do these things that Howard Walter wrote in his song back in 1906, that we will be lights, and we will be making a difference in our little world. The song is called "I Would Be True, for there are those who trust me." And it doesn't have a chorus, but there are 3 verses. And somewhere later on through the years, there was another man that added 3 more verses to it. But I like the 3 verses that Howard Walter wrote. And he wrote them first as a Christmas greeting for his mother. And a magazine got hold of the lyrics, and they published it. And then on down through the years, it became a song. So I'm so glad for Howard Walter and the song that he left us. And we would just let it be our little prayer this afternoon, that we would be true, because there are people who trust us. That we would be pure, because there are people who care. They're watching us, and they want to see somebody who's different, and so that they'll be drawn to the one who makes us different. I would be true, for there are those who trust me. I would be pure, for there are those who care. I would be strong, for there is much to suffer. I would be brave, for there is much to dare. And I would be friend of all the foe, the friendless. I would be giving and forget the gift. I would be humble, for I know my weakness. I would look up and laugh and love and lift. And I would be faithful through each passing moment. I would be constantly in touch with God. I would be strong to follow where He leads me. I would have faith to keep the path Christ trod. Well, I hope you've enjoyed memories of that song that you have. I hope you've heard encouragement in the words, and that you and I will stay true, that we will stay pure and clean, and that we will be vessels that God can use in these days to relieve some of the hurt around us, to comfort, to help people find that peace that only He can give, to just be vessels who help others find Him, find life in Him, that life at its best. God bless you, and until next time, keep a singing.